Kicking out the ladder?
Kicking out the ladder?
Kick out the ladder sounds like a bad thing.
My interpretation of that phrase is you're already up a couple rungs on the ladder, and they sweep it out from under you.
Well, there's a lawsuit waiting to happen.
You're always at the top of the ladder when they kick it out from underneath you.
Okay, it's time to sink or swim.
There's a lot of these kinds of Mr. Honda-isms or...
Yeah, I've heard it before. I think it maybe sounds better in Japanese than it translates into English, but I understand the concept.
2階に上げて、はしごを外せと。さらに火をつけろと。
You know, you can't probably design a car that can protect everybody against everything that could possibly happen. The challenge that we always have is, you know, how can we protect more people? You know, if you run into a tough situation, it's very tempting to just say, well, let's just not do this, or let's take the easy path. But if all you have is the hard path, you just got to keep going. We started designing the Honda Element, and at the same time, an organization called the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety was developing a new type of side impact test. We could have just said, well, you know, this was a new test. Our car wasn't really designed to accommodate this type of test, and, you know, future models will be redesigned to perform better or something like that. But of course, we wouldn't do that. We said, no, we'll fix the Element and we'll make it perform better. We had to actually develop some new technologies and new ideas to design the structure to make it happen, but we did, and it performed really well. How can we develop new technologies that can make the car even safer? I mean, I'd be very happy if I could wake up and know that, you know, in 1 year, nobody died in one of our cars. Sometimes promising to do things that you don't know how to do or aren't sure how to achieve yet really kind of create some of the pressure that you need to drive yourself to actually do them.
その側の環境を与えないと新しい技術なんか生まれないし。
まさにこのインサイトの開発も2階に上げられてはしごを、
しかしインサイトという車は非常に難しい技術テーマで、ハイブリッドでありながらハイブリッドであれば燃費はいいのは当然なんだけど、
そのハイブリッドって今まで高嶺の花だったんですね。ごく一部の、まあ非常に先進的な技術に興味のある人、
開発チームに要求するだけでは、はしごを外して火をつけたことにならないので、開発チームが開発をするスタートと同時に
Our challenge is to continue to deliver products of the highest quality produced with the highest efficiency.
ハイブリッド車の価値というのは開発チームは相当のプレッシャーを感じながら開発をしたはずです。
また外されちゃったなって思いますよ。
There's a level of commitment that environment brings or instills in people that doesn't exist anywhere else. If people feel like that they have the ability to influence the final result and that they see the result of their work, they're much more committed to it. Otherwise, it's just a job.
City of Greensburg, you know, we've always been a little place on the map. A lot of the people who go to college, they don't come back to Greensburg. We have some industry, and that industry right now is struggling. We want to grow. Greensburg wants to grow and get bigger, and with Honda coming to town, we can make that happen.
We all know that these are not the best of times. In fact, tougher times are probably just ahead of us. But let's just note, those of us who are privileged to be here on this spot on this day, what this all represents.
I don't know if I would call it impossible challenges, but I mean, there's various examples within Honda of giving somebody a challenge, and there is no what I'd call safety net. U.S. manufacturing. Honda was the first Japanese manufacturer to begin U.S. manufacturing in 1982. Many people thought it was a huge mistake for Honda to come in and build products in the U.S., that you couldn't do it. But that's an example to me of, you know, you have no safety net.
We have a history of setting goals that are challenging targets. We may not know how we're going to achieve those targets, and I've heard many complaints from plants that targets are unachievable.
They push us a lot of times to do things here that at first seems impossible.
I guess for our standpoint, that's kicking out the ladder for us.
If your goal is too easy to meet, then you're not challenging yourself enough. We like to have challenging goals on the Green Factory side.
You know, if I think back 15 years, I don't know that I ever said, we can't do that. I just can't ever imagine saying that. I just go, okay. So I think it's not like I'm gonna see what you can do, it's I'm gonna see what we can do.